Donny and Marie Show with tonight's guests, Bob Hope, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Olivia Newton-John. Special cameo appearances by Robert Conrad, Betty White, Dick Van Patten, Lassie, and John Wayne.
Sir Pablo Grayson, explorer, adventurer, tailor. At age 61, he hopes to become the first man to cross the Atlantic on a bedspread.
Among the rarest species on Earth are the elusive Chicago bears. Though only a handful exist, they are still hunted mercilessly for their valuable helmets.
Good evening. I'm Ike Wallop.
I'm Mary Lee Wafer.
And I'm
Sam Blather.
Sam Blather. And the show, Spiffy Minutes.
On March 10th, David Perry McDuff was arrested for wearing a rubber nose and moose antlers to a Tupperware party.
He was charged with excessive silliness and doing bad moose impressions. David's lawyer claimed that he was driven dippy by too much television comedy.
Tonight, Spiffy Minutes asks the question, is there too much comedy on TV?
Well, speaking for the entire 8 is Enough family, I would have to say no. Yes, yes, no, 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 yes, no, and one undecided.
Actually, there's not enough comedy on television. Basically, that's what was wrong with my show.
You bet there's too much comedy on TV. And it makes me darn mad. If I come home in a bad mood, I want to stay that way.
Too much comedy on TV? If they don't stop this alarming trend pretty soon, you'll be seeing people like me answering silly questions on some fool variety show.
Some experts claim that silliness is hitting teenagers the hardest. Sam Blather spoke with Dr. Joyce Bothers, pioneer in the field of psychokinetic disorders.
Dr. Bothers, just how safe is nuclear power?
I thought we were discussing comedy.
Yeah? Sam Blather has been called away on assignment. Now then, Dr. Bothers, just how can parents tell if a child is hooked on comedy?
Simple. Does the child go around babbling old Henny Youngman jokes? You know, guy walks into a psychiatrist's office, says, "Doctor, doctor, every place I go, people ignore me." Doctor says, "Next." Or even worse, when you have company, does the child insist upon walking around the room like this? I must say, I'm alarmed. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must read some cases.
And the sad part is, many adults are also affected.
Here you go, driver. Pick me up in 20 minutes.
Dr. Turkle, aren't you supposed to take out Mrs. Bendick's appendix?
If it's all the same to you, I'd rather take out her sister.
Excuse me, do you have a patient in here?
No, we don't.
Well, you're in luck. I never travel without one.
Is he sick?
Oh, very sick.
Well, keep him away from me. Okay, let's operate.
Okay.
Scalpel.
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 Clamps.
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 Forceps.
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 All right, let's open. How about that? An appendix that takes itself out.
So, Is there too much comedy on TV? Frankly, we don't think so. There's always bound to be a handful of petty complainers who think that things are too silly. In our opinion, the whole idea of excessive silliness has been greatly exaggerated.
We'll be back next week with another edition of Spiffy Minutes. Until then, I'm Ike Wallop.
I'm Mary Lee Wafer.
And I'm...
You nitwit.